excited. You already know, man. Shawn Porter, Terence Crawford. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a fight. Both of these guys, they make weight. Shawn Porter made weight coming in. He came in at, I think it was like 147 point. I think it was like 147.6. Crawford came in at 147. Oh, excuse me, 146. 146. Shawn came in at 146.6. Bud came in at 146.4. Now, we all know when we watch boxing, man, when it comes to the face-off, whoever, quote unquote, turns away first, starts talking first, that means a little something. How deep you want to dive into it, that's up to you. But me, myself, when I was watching the weigh-in, I said, you know what? Let's check it out. I said, whoever start talking shit first, excuse my language, whoever start talking crap first, now we are going to see who's a little bit nervous. Because I knew once the weigh-in started, the way Bud is, I said, I know Bud ain't gonna say nothing. Bud is gonna wait for Shawn to say something. You know what I mean? Keep in mind, Shawn is a commentator, you know what I mean? So Shawn loves to talk. But I know Bud don't do much talking. So if he was the one to start, you know what I mean, start chattering and start talking at the weigh-in, I knew something was gonna be a little bit fishy. Bud might be a little bit nervous, you know what I mean? But Bud didn't say nothing. Bud didn't say nothing. After the weigh-in, they both put their shit on. Bud stepped right to him. Boom. Boom. Didn't say nothing. Ice cold. Shawn Porter for a second. Same thing. Ice cold. But then, you have to ask yourself, okay, ain't nobody saying nothing. That's what's up. But who is going to turn away first? Who's going to turn away first? Who's going to be that guy to turn away first? Shawn Porter turned away first. And when he turned away, Bud was still standing there like, you know what I mean? And I said, you know what? Is this a 50-50 fight or is this a 60-40 fight? Now, you hear folk talking about, you know what, it's a 50-50 fight. Don't sleep on Shawn Porter. I never have. I never will. Shawn Porter, you know what I'm saying, former two-time WBC welterweight champion, has fought some of the best in boxing, let alone the welterweight division. Shawn Porter's nice, man. Bud is nice. But Bud, not only he doesn't get the credit that he deserves, but you always see the same story. You know what? He ain't fought nobody. Yo, if nobody wants to fight you, how can you, what you want a fighter to do? You know what I mean? You want these dudes to start, you know what I'm saying, kidnapping dudes, you know what I mean? Or going to some type of secret fight location like Fight Club, you know what I mean? And then somebody streaming a no holds bar fight. Nah. You know what I mean? Either you call somebody out, contracts get sent, you know what I mean? Or possibly your management talks to somebody and see if we can get something set up with this person or that person or whatever. And if it works out, then the contract is sent, the contract is signed, and we got to fight. Now, you already heard Bud went on record saying, you know what? I want Spence fight. I want the Errol Spence fight. Now, does Errol Spence want the Terence Crawford fight? Do he want to fight Bud? Because you already know, everybody already knows. Shout out to Max Kellerman. He was just recently interviewed, and that question naturally was asked. And you know what I mean? They talk about Hagler Hearns and all this kind of stuff. End of the day, it's real simple. If this guy want to fight, and if this guy truly, really want to, it's going to happen. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to gossip about. No talk, nothing. It doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? But the fact that these guys are not only not fighting, but you hear this guy talk about, no, it's him, he don't want to fight. You hear the other guy talk about, no, it's him, he don't want to fight. Then they talk about don't make sense, it ain't the right time. How does it not make sense when it's the two top welterweights? How does it not make sense if one is a current champion? Excuse me, both are current champions. You know what I mean? And Bud came from 140 up to 147. He was, you know what I mean, undisputed at 140. So his pedigree and resume speaks for itself. Although far be it, Spence is the welterweight that's quote unquote at the top of the division right now. But at the same time, Bud is in that division right now too. So arguably, whether he's new to the division or not, they look at Bud like, you know what, he's either number one or number two. He's definitely, you know what I'm saying, and a lot, in my opinion, he's not number three. Terence Bud Crawford is like, it's like 1A, 1B. You know what I mean? Both of these guys are that special. You know what I mean? Then you got Stanionis, then you got Porter, then you got Edis, Thurman, I ain't gonna say Mikey Garcia over Danny Garcia, but then you got Danny, then you got Mikey. You know what I mean? I mean, you got the welterweight division, man. It got some talent in there, and up and coming talent. My bad, I forgot to throw Virgil Ortiz up in there too. You know what I mean? Don't really list the order as far as one to whatever, but those are just some of the top welterweights in the division right now. So, who moving forward is going to be the top welterweight moving forward in years to come? We don't know that. But at the same time, we all know, or we want to know, who the top welterweight is. Hold up. Yeah, I'm trying to get this right real quick. So if Bud, you know what I'm saying, Bud faces Shawn Porter, and Shawn Porter gives Bud a run for his money, what you expect? But if Bud steps into this fight and picks Shawn Porter apart, remember what Shawn did to Errol Spence. Shawn Porter, if he didn't get caught with that shot and his glove touched the mat, which is considered a knockdown, although he did not knock Shawn Porter down. He did knock Shawn Porter down, but his glove did touch the canvas. If that would have never happened, Shawn Porter had a chance to steal the fight. He was that busy, he was that active, and he did rough Errol Spence up. When you saw the end of the fight, when they were trying to figure out whose hand will get raised, you saw Errol Spence. He looked a little nervous. Clearly, he was beat up a little bit. Clearly, Shawn put hands on Errol Spence like nobody else did. You know what I'm saying? Kell Brook, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, might have caught him, but ain't nobody to date put hands on Errol Spence like Shawn Porter did. Period. That's real talk. You dig what I'm saying? But at the same time, the damage that Shawn Porter took in that fight, it has been done by Thurman, Danny Garcia. So if Terence Bud Crawford could come into this fight and punish Shawn Porter, especially worse than what Errol Spence did, and if he's able to stop or knock out Shawn Porter, that does says a lot. We all know each fight is different. But it's one thing that remains the same. Shawn Porter's a problem. Period. So if Bud can step into this fight and put his hands on Shawn Porter, that means something. That means something, ladies and gentlemen. So we have to see what is going to happen moving forward. It's going down the 20th, but is somebody going down on the 20th? That is the question. Because although I can't take anything away from Shawn Porter, I'm really, really, really trying to picture Shawn Porter coming into this fight and knocking out or stopping Terence Crawford. I really have gave Shawn the benefit of the doubt and really put him in that scenario, and I just can't see it. Now, I can see Shawn Porter getting in there and working with Bud Crawford, getting it in, getting some shots off. Of course, 100% Shawn Porter is going to put hands on Bud Crawford. But how efficiently, how effectively will Shawn Porter execute his offense? Because I believe that Terence Crawford is not only smarter, but at the same time, he will come into this fight knowing what Shawn does, knowing that he loves to get, you know what I'm saying, a little bit rugged up in there, you know what I mean, kind of make the fight dirty, but at the same time clean. So Bud Crawford is not only smarter, not only skilled, but Bud is strong, man. Bud is strong. You know what I'm saying? You look at like when he fought Jeff Horn known for being kind of dirty, trying to muscle people. He went up in there and he muscled Jeff Horn, beat Jeff Horn up. You see outside of boxing, man, when, you know what I'm saying, Bud is chilling with whether it's the fight house or at home with his family, whatever. And Bud is just, you know what I'm saying, wrestling with grown folks, you know what I'm saying, muscling dudes around, getting it in, playing around. And everybody say, man, like, Bud is strong, man. You know what I'm saying? So what Shawn Porter is going to go into this fight and do is what Shawn Porter is going to do. But what Bud will do in this fight is what everybody want to see. Because, see, people know who Shawn Porter is. No matter how good a boxer Shawn Porter is, how good a mover Shawn Porter is, Shawn Porter, just like Pacquiao, they kind of have their own identity. They have their own style, how they do things in the ring. You know what I mean? Their own fingerprint when it comes to boxing. Now, Bud Crawford, same thing. Bud has a different kind of style because he can switch. He can fight orthodox southpaw. He's a boxer puncher, but at the same time, you know what I mean? Sometimes Bud, he just, you know what I mean, just says, you know what? And he gets it in. That dog in him comes out. You know what I mean? Especially if you happen to catch Bud or hurt him or something like that. He kind of like Pacquiao in that way. You know what I'm saying? You get a shot in on Pac-Man come right back at you, throwing 2, 3, 4 shots. You know what I mean? Because he knows tug of war, it's push-pull. If you just got a point off me towards the judges, well, excuse me, you know what I'm saying? If that point went in your favor, now I got to go back and score 2 more points or 3 more points. You know what I mean? So I can make sure that I win the round. That's how they fight. So coming into this fight, man, like Shawn Porter, he's going to have his hands full. But so will Terence Crawford. But I believe the tools that Bud has is really going to separate a lot in this fight. Bud already went on record and said, you know what, like Shawn is a good fighter, does a lot of good things, but I do all of those things and more better. But to be fair to Shawn's credit, Shawn also said the same thing. Bud is very special. He does a lot of good things, but you know what? So do I, and I can do those things better. So now, after all the talk is done, because at the end of the day, talk is cheap. Show up and put up. Fight day, we're going to see who will execute. Who's going to execute? End of the day, that's what it's going to come down to. So we're going to have to see what's going on, Talk Nation. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be an interesting fight. Going to be a hell of a fight. Can't wait for the fight. So we're going to see how things, you know what I'm saying? We'll see how things go down on the 20th, man. Tardy, stand up as your boy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thumbs up. Share the videos. Share the truth. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do something not only positive, man. Trying to do something real. Trying to build a real community, man. No fake love, no fake support. Just real, man. Don't want nobody a part of the family, a part of the community, man. Like no little shadow subscribers, like you just subscribe to the family just to spy and go back, you know what I'm saying, to these other dudes. You're not like, nah, man, which I do have, which that does happen. But we trying to do something real over here, you know what I'm saying? It ain't real in the title just for nothing. Talk Nation, stand up. It's your boy P, man. I will holler at y'all.